as many books as you want, but please know exactly what you'll be able to find in each of those. Let's move on. By the way, these steel design manual, I think it's next week. I will cover a module, a session called structural design. When I cover that in the structural design session, I will walk you through one of these manuals, and I'll show you where you can find what within the textbook. All right? So we will do that. Now, this next slide, I'm not going to cover. However, if you're a structural engineer and you intend to take the structural exam in the afternoon, I recommend that you follow this problem. The complete solution is provided, but those of you who are preparing only for the breath, and in the afternoon you'll take some other module other than structures, don't worry about that one. But do worry about this. All right, this is for everyone. This is a truss, and the next few slides show the solution for different members. What I would like for you to do is do this on your own. Try to solve this problem on your own and see if you can get the same answers that I have. Now here, this is an indeterminate structure. I told you at the very beginning of this presentation, you do not need to know how to analyze indeterminate structures for the morning portion of the exam. I have this in here for those of you who will be taking the structures exam in the afternoon. I'm not going to go over this, as I mentioned in the very beginning of this session, but I need for you to follow that. Now here, these are the answers to different members of that square truss on slide 33. I think this was the last slide, but we still have a few minutes. I want to talk about a few things. These are test-taking ideas. Mary Hill is asking a question: can books we take with us have notes in the margins or additions in the index? Absolutely. Yes, Mary. You can take a book and write as much as you want in the white parts of the various pages. Yeah, that would be fine. And by the way, you can take anything, even handwritten notes, with you on the test. The only thing is that it must be bound. All right? So whatever you take, as long as it's bound, and you can take it to Kinko's and have your notes bound, and it will be okay for you to use. The only thing they will not allow are loose sheets of papers in front of you. So make sure that you don't do that. Now, let me talk about a few things. It is really great to have you the next 12 or 13 weeks to review these sessions with you and the topics. However, you just showing up 4 hours a week and reviewing with us and listening to us is not going to be enough. Here's the rule, and I need your help with it. Each of you need to spend at least 10 hours a week, a minimum of 10 hours a week studying these materials between now and the exam time. The 10 hours, you can spend 10 hours on a Saturday, or 5 hours on a Saturday, 5 hours on a Sunday, or you can spend 2 hours a night for 5 nights. However you do it, it's really up to you. But you do need to invest at least 10 hours a week preparing for the exam. And I do know that you will say, well, you're working full-time. You may have small children at home. You have a family life. I accept that and I understand that. However, right now, this is a very, very crucial time in your professional and personal growth. And sacrifices must be made by you and those around you. So please make it possible for yourself to study at least 10 hours a week. And also, some of these sessions, depending on what your background is. For example, today, those of you who were structural engineers, I hope that you found this session today very, very boring and very elementary. It's supposed to be that way. But those of you who, for example, practiced transportation, geotechnical, and other fields of civil engineering other than structures, perhaps what I presented to you were not very familiar to you. However, let's say you specialize in water resources. When we cover hydrology and hydraulics, you will feel very comfortable there, and you will be bored, hopefully, when we cover that. So the idea is the morning session is a breadth exam, but once you look at each topic that's covered, it's really very fundamental. It's not very difficult. The difficulty is because when you specialize in a focused area, then you might have forgotten some fundamentals about the other disciplines within civil engineering. And that's what we work very hard to prepare you for the breadth exam in the morning. So it's definitely fundamental problems within each subdiscipline. My point is that I want all of you to please participate in the live sessions, or definitely study all the materials that we present to you, supplemented with a lot of problems, additional examples that you can find definitely in the print in the material that we will give you. Every session has some problems that we don't solve, and we leave it to you to complete. So at the very minimum, please do that. But what I want you to do is identify and recognize the topics that we cover within each subdiscipline and concentrate on those. You know, a lot of people have this book, the comprehensive book. It's Ginsberg, I think. I think there is a thick book that a lot of people use to prepare for the exam. I think it's Ginsberg, but anyway, Lindbergh. Jonathan says Lindbergh. Yes, that's the one. That's a very good book, and I also have a copy of that. But I will tell you, the one problem with that book is that it's too comprehensive. It's not only very comprehensive, but it is too comprehensive. It covers everything there is about everything in civil engineering. So definitely, I think that's a very valuable book for you to have. But the value of these sessions, this course that you are taking part in, the value is that we will tell you what topics within each discipline, subdiscipline, we feel has the highest probability to show up on the test. So just concentrate on what we cover, those topics, and then go to Lindbergh's book and find more problems and examples that relate to what we cover, all right? And do as many problems as you can, and do it on your own, and make sure you learn the quickest way. And also train yourself to come up with distractors. And as I said, as we go through the sessions, I will present to you different ways that they come up with distractors. I see Adam. Adam has a question. What counts as bound? Well, certainly, I think these days, 3-ring binder also is acceptable. 3-ring binders, as long as you don't, the papers don't become loose, it's fine. A spiral binding would definitely be even better, all right? And easily you can do that. Let's see. Do you have any other questions? All right. At this point, I would like to stop. It's been great working with you this afternoon. I'll be here with you again next Thursday. Study hard, good luck, and I'll talk to you soon.